Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm moving for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. Survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. Staring at you from afar, analyzing every scar. Asking myself how we got here. Remember, this is who we are. I am not here for revenge. I did not come to make amends. Not here to repent for my sins. I just came here to win. I just came here to end. I just came here to fight. Show you everything you said I couldn't be. I became overnight. This for the blood, this is for the tears. This is for my pain and my plight. Two walked in, but only one of us is walking out of here tonight. I'm a survivor. For my life, coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life, coming back stronger. I will arise.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the finale of Wednesday Night Motorsport at the ANZ ESeries. We are here with favourites, the Formula Ford. Brilliant racing all season long. We don't have that many drivers on track at the moment. Hopefully we'll get a few more trickle in before the practice session finishes and we head into qualifying, but we have got quality over quantity, and quality over quantity has been the story of the season from the Formula Fords. The racing has been absolutely tremendous, with Sean Doyle leading the way and looking very likely to wrap up the championship tonight. He has a monumental lead at the top of the standings. Brody Shepherd's in second. He's got Brunt and Miles with him challenging for those podium positions, and then David Atkinson is in fifth place. So there's plenty of movement up, plenty of movement, plenty of spots up for grabs in that championship here at Virginia International Raceway tonight. As always, and for the final time on a Wednesday night in this season, alongside me is Mitchell Patterson.
Oh, I'm basically at tears. I was getting a little sentimental before the stream started about, you know, how this is going to be our last stream for a while. Because we've got a little bit of a gap between seasons one and two, and I was gonna like pour my heart out to you, in like our because we spent a bit of time like chatting before the stream goes live, just shooting the shit and catching up, and I was gonna tell you about like how much I was gonna miss you and miss these Wednesday nights, but I thought I would save it for the stream, so everyone else could know just how much I really enjoy our time together on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, it's precious time, isn't it? It's been lovely commentating alongside you for the last. Can you believe this is the 12th week we'll have been doing this?
3 months. 3 months.
Insane.
It doesn't like
all 3
12
months.
weeks doesn't sound like a lot, but like 3 months feels like enough time, right?
Absolutely, and we have to say though, it is easy to enjoy chatting with someone when you've got such fantastic racing to chat about, and for that we have to thank all of the drivers that have been constants throughout the 12 weeks. The likes of Sean Doyle, the likes of Carl Ridley, the likes of Brody Shepherd, the likes of Jamie Christensen, the likes of David Atkins, who I think has been in every single race. absolutely splendid. I don't think our friendship could have blossomed without those guys.
You know what? I want to say yes, just for the sake of the stream, but nah. No, I think you and I would have gotten along with or without without quality racing. I feel that in my gut.
Yeah, no, I think you're right too. It's been very easy to commentate alongside you, and I think you can tell because we always end up chatting for like half an hour afterwards, which wouldn't happen if we weren't generally getting along. So that's been absolutely lovely. Anyway, we do have a job to do, so we'll stop gushing over each other, and we'll get down to looking at the job at hand for these drivers tonight.
Just quickly
Mitch,
before we move on, does your partner listen to the stream? Because she might be getting a bit jealous right now.
She does, but she's not tonight. She's out with some friends tonight.
Oh, thank
listen
goodness!
to
Don't show her the replay then.
She actually enjoys listening to Thursday nights.
No, she doesn't.
No, because she likes watching me race, and she also enjoys the ribbing that I get. I sometimes can hear her laughing from my sim rig, so I know that they're dissing me on the stream.
Oh, so that means that you've copped it.
Yeah, she thoroughly enjoys that. She like often I'll finish and go to her. She should just be laughing like they're so mean to you when you muck up. But she obviously enjoyed it.
But you and I have a little surprise for the broadcasters. We won't reveal it yet. But we do have a little surprise for them tomorrow, don't we?
Oh, we do have a little bit of a surprise for them, and I do hope they're listening and wondering what that is. But if anyone wants to see what the surprise is, I do suggest you tune into tomorrow night's stream, because I think you'll see a little surprise on screen at some point.
Absolutely. So quick shout out to Mama Doyle, who has been with us throughout this whole season on Wednesday nights, supporting her son Sean, who is, let me just bring up these standings again. I think the technical term for this is absolutely dominating.
Yeah, utterly smashing it would be the technical term, but I know what you mean from your colloquialism. He's been absolutely spectacular. Obviously powered on by the support of Donna Doyle in the chat. She's been the biggest constant throughout the season, I think. Even if you include all the drivers, I mean the biggest constant has been Donna Doyle with her support. So big thanks for listening for the whole season, Donna, and hopefully when we do get underway with season 2 in a as of yet unknown period of time, we can say that ANZ ESeries will be returning. We do not know exactly when at this point. There's some life stuff to get out of the way, so that we can put on the quality of series that we want to, and also we need a bit of time to reflect on how the first season's gone, understand what went well and what didn't, and make sure we come back stronger for the second season. So I suspect it'll be either later this year or at the very worst start next year. But of course, we will let everybody know on the socials once those details are hammered out. Once ANZ ESeries is returning.
Yeah, so there's been some talk, just preliminary talk about something along the lines of about a month break, just to give us broadcasters a little bit of time to maybe just be social and catch up with our families on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
because for the other guys who aren't me, so for Liam, for example, he's broadcasting tonight, then racing tomorrow, and Aaron's racing tonight and broadcasting tomorrow. And believe it or not, Ben contractually has to let us out of his basement for at least 1 month every year. Yeah,
at some point he's got to release the shackles that chain us to our mics. And just let us get out there and spread our wings, get a bit of sunlight, arrest that vitamin C deficiency, and vitamin D deficiency even. And I should know about that. And then smell the fresh air, feel the grass on our feet, hear the waves from a distance. They wouldn't let us go all the way to the beach because then we might get wet. But we can hear the waves from a distance.
He didn't want us to. Yeah. We asked him about a trip to the beach, and he said he just didn't want us getting like a taste of freedom. He thought it might go to our heads, and then we might try to escape or something like that. So we get to hear it, and every now and then he lets us watch videos of the beach.
And if we're very lucky, we might get an ice cream.
That's my favorite. But it's my favorite part when he brings the ice cream down.
Yeah, it is. It's only ever vanilla. It's only ever the cheap stuff. Doesn't even have a flake.
Look, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah, we are thankful for what we get from our gracious master. Did you know Ben Faulkner is 6'6"?
Yeah, I did actually.
This is why we don't step out of line, because
Do you
he's
know
very
Do you
tall.
know Corey Bennett is about the same height as well?
What? I thought. See, racing is supposed to be for the short people.
No, this is why we
That's
do.
all I'm
Sim,
gonna
this is
say.
why we do sim racing.
We don't have many sports.
Like I'm not short
Where-
myself. I'm 6'1". I mean I'm not 6'6", but I'm 6'1". And this is why we sim race, because don't have to worry about the height. I was karting, and one of the guys I was racing against, he's like, it's a good thing you don't have to stand up when you race, otherwise you'd come last all the time. Joke's on him. I come last anyway.
Yes, and if you want to watch Mitch come last, do tune in tomorrow. Because Mitch will be racing for the first time in ANZ ESeries.
Yes, that'll be
break his ANZ
my
series
debut.
duck.
You probably won't catch me on stream, other than I don't know, maybe when you set like the most exciting things happening, because I'll just be the one that's doing pirouettes around the track.
Yeah, I'm
Grade A
I must
wobbler.
admit. Yes, you are. I must admit, I haven't had the strongest time in the Thursday night series, but I am hopeful that you racing means I'll finish one position higher than previously.
I can pretty much guarantee you it means that that you're going to finish one position higher than me. I can promise you that.
And if you beat me, my self-esteem will never recover. So there's a lot on the line.
Well, I've been talking myself down the whole time with you and I have been broadcasting. So I know it's not exactly like a gauntlet, but
I feel like you've been setting me up.
No, I promise you I'm not. I'm remiss to announce my I rating on stream. For fear of just embarrassment. But it's not good.
Come on, it's just you and me. Tell me.
Is it just us? No one else can hear. Yeah, no, it does have 4 digits. It does have 4 digits.
It can't be that bad.
It has 4 digits and it starts with a 1, and that's what you can have.
Oh, it could be better than mine then.
Oh no, I don't.
Mine is also 4 digits and starts with a 1.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I've seen you race. You're a lot better than me.
I don't know if you'd say that if it's me race. Yeah. So, as we said, there's an unspecified gap from now until when season 2 will start. As soon as there's details, they will be up on the socials. There will, however, at some point soon, be the Bathurst Enduro. It was originally scheduled, but that originally scheduled date looks like it will change. We do not know to what date yet, but it will not be too far away, so stay tuned for details on when the Bathurst Enduro will be run, and that will be when you'll next have a chance to hopefully hear the two of us in the commentary box. I'm sure we'll be joined by Aaron and Connor during that as well, and hopefully we'll get out on track for that as well, because the first Enduro was again a case of quality over quantity. Only the 8 or 9 cars pretty evenly split between the classes. So fingers crossed we get a few more for the second round, and it should be great racing nonetheless. So do tune in for that and keep an eye on your socials for when that will be occurring. Tomorrow night, we got the final of the GR86s from Daytona. That will be live from about 8:15 Australian Standard Time. Should go live a little bit before that, like we do, catching the end of practice, and that should be fantastic. The GR86s have had great racing all season long. Brands Hatch last time out was a highlight, so do tune in for that, so you can hear Connor and Aaron's voices for the last time, or one of the last times, until next season.
So let's have a bit of a chat about tonight's racing. Because we do have some racing here. We've talked a lot of shit so far, and to be fair, it's my fault because I sidetracked you.
You did. You did. No arguments there. I'm happy to lay the blame at your feet for that.
But we do have some people currently out on track. So Sean Doyle, Ray Oliver, only just behind him, actually.
Yeah, and then Ray Oliver, that seems like a new name. I don't recognise that name.
Okay, let's have a look at our standings. Do we have a Ray Oliver in here? Oh, I'm not seeing a Ray Oliver.
And Sam Chapman's just put up second. This is the first time we've seen Sam Chapman in the Formula 4s. We have seen him in the 86s. He's been doing those races with a fair bit of success. Very fast driver, Sam Chapman. He's really improved over the last sort of 12 months mainly in the slower vehicles, but actually in everything he's raced, something just seems to have clicked. And it's like he gets it now because he is fast in just about everything. Put into really good performances in the GR86. He's a championship contender in a really popular GT4 championship elsewhere. So he's a very fast customer. So I'll be interested to see where he can finish tonight. Interestingly, Brody Shepherd's down the pack in 7th at the moment. Looks like he hasn't put in a representative lap time. So we've got Doyle on provisional pole, Chapman looking to line up alongside him, then Ridley and Brunt, Oliver and Atkinson, Shepherd, Conor Moss, Christensen, and commentator, one of the voices of the ANZ ESeries, Oba Stella, at the bottom of the pile at the moment, having not set lap time. So I wanted to ask you, Mitch, just before we got sidetracked, what do you know of Virginia International Raceway?
Okay.
Tonight?
So what I know about Virginia International Raceway is that it's an international raceway that happens to be in Virginia, where people often race motor vehicles.
Right. In that case, let's get that Drivers' Championship off the screen. Let's get on board with a driver, and let's take you for a lap around Virginia International Raceway, because I bet you're not the only person watching that doesn't know much about Virginia. I did a race here in the GT4s a week or two ago, so I can talk you through the track somewhat. I'll be talking to you more from the GT4 perspective. It will be quite different in the Formula Ford, but we're now on board with Sean Doyle, so he's just crossed the start-finish line. First corner, you've got a tricky right-hander that opens up on the exit. So you want to get in there, get on throttle as early as possible. Don't do what Doyle did just then and get a massive swap on, but get the power down. You're then setting yourself up for, again, a double left-hander. You can almost ignore that kink. You're on the brakes here, getting into this corner, all over the exit curb. Beautiful for Doyle there. Next, you've got a really sharp left-hander, and you want to stay tight on this, certainly in the GT4s, so you can open up that right-hander. That right-hander, you're getting on the throttle, on throttle. You're carrying as much speed through here. That chicane will be easy flat in the Formula Fords. It's more just to make you think and catch you if you muck up the exit for that corner. That corner, you can gain or lose so much time there if you are aggressive or tentative. You're up through here. That'll be flat out. You're then cresting this hill here for the right-hander. As much speed as you carry through there, because then you've got this left-hander. You're coming over the hill. The back end's going to step out if you don't get that right. You now got a double right-hander. You want to get out nice and wide after the first one to open up the second one, because that's where all the time is. You've got to get a good exit there, because now you're on a blooming long straight. So if you do not get a good exit, you will being punished for it for the next 15 seconds until you get to the next corner. This is one of the trickiest parts of the racetrack. You've got a left kink as you get on the brakes for a right-hander, the crest of the hill. He's approaching it now. It's a deceivingly tight right-hander, and it's absolutely blind. There it is right there. Got to get on that. You don't have to stay narrow, because that left-hander you can basically ignore. You want to get on the throttle as early as possible, but you do need to get tucked in. Then, over this crest, again, you want to hold that left-hander tight so you can open up that right-hander, get through there, because you can, if you get it right, you can get on the throttle before you've even finished that right-hander, and then you're powering all the way up to the start-finish line. So lots of undulation, which for me makes a track phenomenal. All the best tracks have undulation. I don't know how Silverstone is so perfect without it. Silverstone is the exception that proves the rule. The best tracks have undulation. Virginia has got it in spades. Lots of double apex corners, few blind corners. This is a track that will test even the best drivers, and there is no room for error, because absolutely everywhere there's no tarmac runoff. You have got incredibly slippy grass, and that just means when you go off, you're not going to be able to stop the car, and you're going to be going for miles. So you need to get it right. You do not get a second chance around here. Excellent.
So about that, guys, we are back, and now hopefully any audio issues that we might have been having before should be fixed. So, despite a little bit of a spin on that lap, Sean Doyle did set a pretty good lap time, but we know he's got more in the tank because he did get quite loose around. Was that turn 1?
Yes, turn 1, he got very loose. Just try to get the power down a bit early. I thought I carried in a little bit extra speed. I need to watch it again to be sure what it is that he did, but he certainly got a swapper on the car. All 4 wheels were sliding, and he had to sort of arrest that and get back on the power. Excuse me. So yeah, definitely would have been a few attempts in there. Interestingly, the lap times have come down a lot from when we first looked at them. They were in 2-minute 4s, now into the 1-minute 58s, and I think what you're going to see is those drivers that haven't put in much practice, their lap times are going to be improving so much every lap because there's a lot of time around almost every corner, and it is a long lap. And it is one of those tracks that a lot of drivers won't be as familiar with. It's not like a Spa or a Brands Hatch or a Monza or something like that, where people just have that familiarity with it. Even if they haven't driven it on iRacing, they'll be familiar with it and know which way it goes and generally know how to get around here. Some of these drivers will be learning this from scratch all through practice, all through qualifying. They will be finding time every single lap. For the others, if they can string a series of clean laps together, they're going to find time because it is a bit of a flow circuit. You do want to really find your feet just so you can gain the confidence in a lot of these modern corners, carry that little bit extra speed through the exit, because it will give you time hand over fist. And that's why Carl Ridley is the fastest at the moment with a 1:58.06 temps faster than the rest of the field. That is because he has got that confidence and nobody else quite can match him with it. Sean Doyle's just gone. Sean Doyle is the closest, half a second between them, almost 6 tenths, only 12 thousandths of a second shy. 12 hundredths of a second. No, 12 thousandths of a second shy. But it's quite close behind him. So you've got Sam Chapman 0.7 behind, Ray Oliver 0.7 behind, Christensen 0.8 behind. So you've got 4 drivers there, Doyle, Chapman, Oliver, and Christensen, all putting in very similar lap times, only a 10th or 2 between the 4 of them around a 2-minute long lap.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. For anyone not in the know, generally speaking, the longer the track, the more the difference between the times of the drivers tends to really matter. So on a 2-minute, you're sort of getting, there's not a whole lot of tracks that are much longer than 2 minutes, unless you're talking about, maybe the 2 big exceptions like the Nürburgring and Le Mans. Yeah,
you're absolutely right there. That's why we can talk about the gaps and have it be meaningful pretty much everywhere. But really what you would want to do is look at it as a percentage of the original lap time. So if you think the original lap time is 100%, you're then looking at how many percent over have you gone for it to be a good time. So if you're within, a percent, you're going pretty decently. And of course, Formula 1 has the famous 107% rule, which means if you do not set a competitive lap time within 107% of the original time, you may not be allowed to race and you have to ask for special permission. Of course, that hasn't actually been invoked since it came in, because you always get the special permission granted because there's usually some sort of factor, which is why you didn't get the 107%, like it was wet and your driver is terrible, or there was some sort of mechanical fault. There's usually some sort of issue, so they usually just waive it, but it is there because when the new teams joined in around in the mid-2000s, some of them were very, very low. So they brought that in, just got against it, but then those teams quickly went bust and it would never actually really needed to be used, but it is there if needed. So that is how you would measure it, except that doesn't mean anything to you at home. So instead we talk about it in tenths of a second because it's pretty constant. But a 10th round here is worth less than a 10th around a smaller circuit. So, and saying that, Sean Doyle's just gone within 1.5 tenths of Carl Ridley. Hasn't usurped him, but has gotten very, very close. And Christensen has put himself in 3rd place, only 4 tenths behind Carl Ridley. So I think Carl Ridley's not going to have it all his own way tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have a little bit of company at the top there. And remembering, because we're on a really long track, and it does have that really long straight as well, the toe becomes more important, which is already a really strong factor in these cars too. And looks like Sean is on track here for a 1:57, which is, assuming that he keeps his foot flat, is going to put him right on top.
Yeah, looking at the time, a 1:57.9 for Sean Doyle takes him onto provisional pole with only 40 seconds left. He's not going to have time to get another lap in. He's pulled up, and there's a bunch of drivers all coming around to finish the last laps. We're going to have a flurry of times set here. First is car number 99. That is Ray Oliver. He's going to cross the line first. What lap time can he do? He's gone up into third place at 1:58.229, right there with Doyle and Ridley, but not quite putting him. Next is number 55. That is Brodie Shepherd. He's been very quick in this series. He's won a couple of races. What can he do? He's done a 1:59.5. Can't get close to those at the front. 13 and 101 have also crossed the line. That's Kenny Conamos and Sam Chapman. Neither of them looks to have improved. So we have our grid for race 1 here tonight. And let's run through that order for you. Sean Doyle with a last-minute pole position. 40 seconds left on the clock. First man under 1:58. Carl Ridley led that session for most of it. He's only a 10th behind him. That is going to be a battle to watch. Ray Oliver, newcomer, 3 tenths down, incredibly quick. Very close. Look for him to get involved in that scrap for the victory. Then you've got Jamie Christensen. Another couple of tenths down. Could be hard if he can't find that speed to get involved, but he's going to have Slipstream helping him a lot, so do not count him out. Then you've got Sam Chapman and Matthew Brunt on the third row. Only a 10th between the two of them, both, or the better part of a second back from Sean Doyle, our leader. After them, we've got... Wait for the graphic to update. Here we go. Kenny Conamos in 7th, and we know just how good Conamos is because we wax lyrical about him every time he's on the stream, so he'll be disappointed with 7th. Next to him is Aaron Oriobastella, one of the voices of your Thursday nights. Then behind him is Brodie Shepherd in 9th. He will be good with that. I bet he hasn't had much practice time because it is unusual to see him down there in the Formula Ford. I would expect him to be in the top 5. Look for him to be a threat in the second race of the night, and alongside him is David Atkinson, 3.75 seconds down. In the now iconic Battery World livery. I wouldn't know how to identify him if he wasn't in that livery. He'll be looking to try and learn from the likes of Brodie Shepherd, Christensen in front of him in the first race so that he can be an absolute menace in the second race. And we have seen him get a lot faster throughout a round as the round has progressed, as he learns from those around him. So watch for him to spring a surprise perhaps in the second race. Those are our 10 drivers. That is the order they'll start, and they are lining up ready to go, just getting their marching orders from Ben. So who'd you surprise pick, Ben? Who'd you surprise pick, Mitch?
Oh, I like this question. It's Kenny.
It's Kenny. It's always Kenny. Yeah, he's down in 7th at the moment.
Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that.
Alright, and the lights are about to turn on, and then it'll be off, and we will go racing. Not long to wait now, and then we'll have no more first race of the round starts. So many lasts coming up for us, Mitch.
Yeah, I know. I mean, soon we'll be talking about the last race. So who's your pick for a big mover?
I'm a bit biased because he is my endurance partner, but Brodie Shepherd. We've seen him fighting with Doyle on multiple occasions. I cannot believe he's not going to pick up the speed that he's missing to Christensen, Ridley, Conamos, Obastella, and Doyle. He's too good for that. So I expect him to come up, like I said, probably in the second race, benefiting a little bit from the reverse grid. But if he can stay in the tow at the start of this race, he might spring a surprise. And the race is about to start. They're waiting for the lights to go off. And the Doyle leads Ridley in second. Doyle's got a fantastic start. Look at the lead he's got already from that shot. Oliver's challenging to go up into second. Christensen's right there as well. They're going to go free wide into the first corner. Who's it going to be? Who's going to come out on top? And Sean Doyle! Oh, I thought he was going to get hit there. Oliver and Christensen went so much deeper than Doyle. Doyle probably seeing the gap that he had and thinking he's going to take it a little bit easy and almost coming a cropper with Oliver and Christensen right behind them. They're still side by side, go around as double left-hander. It's going to be Christensen that actually leaps into second place from fourth on the grid. What a movement already. Oliver's in third, Ridley in fifth, Colomus in sixth, Brunt in seventh, Chapman's in eighth, and Brody Shepherd's gone for a early spin. Don't know if that's going to bring out a safety car. Should be able to get it going from there. But don't know if he's had any contact. I'll keep an eye on the track map and let you know if we know for sure. But we are still green flag racing as far as we are rare, and it's Doyle leading Christensen, then Oliver, and Ridley is the tightest battle at the moment.
So once this field gets separated out a little bit, we will be able to go back and have a look at what has happened to Brody Shepherd. I'm just trying to work out if anyone else is involved, but I think so far it's just him. A little bit of a change there with Ray Oliver getting past Jamie Christensen for P2.
Yeah, and Shepherd has got going again. I can see him moving on the track map, so there will not be a safety car. Oliver's got ahead of Christensen. Be interested to see how long he can hold off. Looks like Christensen's actually coming under pressure from Ridley, so I think Christensen's had a poor corner somewhere. It's going to be, you can overtake at the top of this hill that's coming up. It is brave to do it, and Ridley is looking like he's going to try and do it. You've got to hang it on around the outside in the first part of the corner, and then hope the car on your inside doesn't chop you off for the second part, which is what happened to me in my race.
Just like that. Oh, and a little bit of contact.
There you go. Exactly what's happened. They've made contact. Ridley and Christensen are off the track, and like I said, the grass is very slippery, so going very, very wide. I think both of them have kept it running, so don't think we'll see a safety car. What that has done is put Colomus up into the podium positions in the early runnings of this race.
You know, I wasn't expecting Colomus to maybe get on the podium in the first race, because I know Kenny likes to come in kind of cold to these tracks and these car and track combinations. So he's not the sort of guy that just does a lot of practice. So normally you'll see him sort of like warm up to a car and track as the event goes on. But this is great for him.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. Of course, he's benefited from the misfortune of some of those ahead of them, but he was close enough to take advantage. And even saying that, he's only 1.4 seconds behind Oliver, so he can make that up if he can get a little bit closer, get into that slipstream.
Yeah, he's only just outside of the tow, yeah. So about 1.5 seconds is generally what I think we're looking at here for the tow. And he is sort of cinching up a little bit. Maybe once we get to that straight, we'll see if he gets dragged along a little bit. But yeah, he's just sort of towing that line at the moment about whether or not he's going to get a little bit of a slipstream. But we know he's got pace in hand because he is Kenny.
Yeah, certainly does. He is an absolutely class operator. It will be interesting to see how that gap changes throughout the rest of this race.
Well, in theory, he's in the slipstream right now.
Yes, he would be. He would
well,
be.
No,
so
not anymore.
should...
It's just gone. That's actually, it was like 1.4 when I started talking, and now we're at like 1.7. And it could be simply that Oliver was so close to Doyle that he was getting sucked up to him, and because Kenny wasn't quite close enough, it was pulling him away from Kenny, who wasn't getting as big of an effect from the tow.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there. But I'll tell you what, Oliver doing a fantastic job in his debut in this series. Only 29 meters behind Sean Doyle, which is 0.4 seconds currently. So very, very close, sticking with him after the first couple of laps. Colomus, if anything, looking like he's coming under pressure from Sam Chapman. And we know Chapman's very, very quick, but Chapman just getting overtaken by Brunt. So Brunt moving up to fourth place, getting the position from Chapman. They're going side by side as I speak through the first corner. Be interested to see who comes out ahead there. It's going to be all down to who's got the inside line for this corner to stop side by side. But no, Brunt's got the move done. He's ahead of Chapman, and he is now in the first position to try and mount an attack on Colomus. And what these two battling has done is it just has opened that gap out to Colomus out to almost a second. So Colomus got a little bit more breathing space than he did. when they started this lap.
So, we can now do we want to... Okay, so we've got Sam Chapman bearing right down on the backside of Matthew Brunt. So we'll stay with this for a moment, and then we can maybe start bringing you some of those replays from earlier, some of the accidents and some of the off tracks.
Sam Chapman, sorry, just to interrupt you. Sam Chapman just went off. Looks like he's got back onto the grass, onto the track. It definitely looked like he was on the grass there, but he hasn't lost much time. So either my eyes were deceiving me, or he's just done a fantastic job of keeping it pinned and somehow finding his way back to the racetrack.
Okay, so let's start with let's go back and have a look at what happened to Brodie Shepherd at the start of this race. Okay, so we're looking at Brodie Shepherd now. Focusing camera. Okay, so just a little unforced error. Maybe just getting a little bit too early on the accelerator for being so shallow. Yeah,
must have, and then unable to get away. He must have stalled it and then been unable to get it into gear or something. Because it was about half a lap, so it was almost a minute before he was able to get going again. How far is he behind at the moment? He's
57
seconds behind the leader.
This is the Ridley Christensen issue.
Can we get another replay of that?
Yeah, we'll get it from Christensen's view.
So it looks like they go through the first part. All right, so this is Christensen on the inside. He's got Ridley on his outside. He's giving him enough space there.
So what that was, we'll look at it from Ridley's position again, but that was Ridley just sort of oversteering a little bit, and just with the correction, just walking the car sort of sideways here. You'll see it here. A little bit of oversteer, catches it, but it just walks the car sideways into Christensen.
Yeah, and Christensen's trying to hold him, trying to compromise him because he wants to make sure he's got enough space to get the inside for that downhill right-hander. And he's perfectly entitled to do that, but it doesn't leave much room for the car on the inside to have a moment like that at what is a tricky exit to a corner.
And this is Matthew Brunt getting the move done on Sam Chapman too.
So it's into the first corner.
So a little bit of overlap coming down the straight, and then just a little bit later on the brakes on the inside line. That was very tidy by him.
Yeah, that was very tidy by him. A really lovely move there. And you can see that they actually broke it around the same point, but then he just rolls out the brake a little bit, carries a little more speed.
This is Chapman's excursion that we're looking at now.
So press that hill. Oh, that's so easy to do.
Just kept it pinned. That's great. That's well done.
That's some skill right there. That's very difficult to do. He's made it look very, very easy.
I think we'll
back to the race.
Yeah.
We want to go back live because Oliver's manning with Doyle. They are side by side.
Hang on.
As good
Kenny,
as
something's happened to Kenny. We're having a look at it now. This is Kenny, who I think has crashed.
He's still running. No, he's still running. There's only 3.5 seconds off the lead. He's definitely still running.
Interesting. Okay.
They've come with the pressure from Chapman though. Only 2 tenths between them currently, and that's Chapman on his outside. So something's happened to Brunt. As Brunt has dropped back down to 5th. We saw Brunt getting the move on Chapman earlier. He's now back behind Chapman. So it's Connors, Chapman, and Brunt in 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. Oh, there they are, side by side. Colomas and Chapman in the silver bullet. Colomas in the Vermilion Motorsports racing car. Chapman not bothering with that corner, just decided he's going to go straight and loses out to Colomas.
Now, it was Kyle Ridley we lost from further up the field, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Okay.
Earlier on in that incident with... Who was it with?
We didn't catch that. We were busy watching replays, but we can bring you that one right now.
So this is Carl Ridley. Is he just gonna lose it there? Yeah. Because you've got that downhill slope, it does mean that the back end does want to step out. And he's just done that there. very easy to do. He won't be the first person to do that, and he won't be the last. Sean Doyle's not looking likely to do it though, because he's in the lead of the race and he's got 3/10 on Oliver at the moment. It's gone down to 2/10. I don't think Oliver's going to be quite close enough to mount a move, but he is threatening, isn't he?
Definitely. He's looking to be challenging for it. Do you think he's got the pace in hand to do this, or is he just being towed along by Doyle?
It's easy and difficult to overtake at this track. But what I mean, there is one or two obvious overtaking opportunities, and that's it. So for a lot of the track, you do end up just stuck behind them. You've got the first corner, which is the easiest overtaking opportunity, nice long straight. You've then got the double right-hander. You're pretty much single file all through this section here that they're in now. The double right-hander at the bottom of the hill, that's an overtaking spot, but you can get it done in the entry, but actually you're almost better just trying to get a better exit and really focusing on the exit and seeing if you can get them on the straight leading up to turn 14 and 15. And you can make the move there, as we saw earlier on with Ridley. But it does take two to tango, so you're putting a lot of trust in your compatriot if you want to go side by side through that corner. So I don't know if Ray Oliver will do that if he has the opportunity. He will look to try and get it done in the first corner, I would suspect, if the opportunity presents itself. But of course, it is the last round of the season. Ray Oliver does not have to worry about the championship. Sean Doyle does. Okay, he's got a commanding lead, but if he gets 2 DNFs, all bets are off. So, if you're Ray Oliver, do you put Doyle in a position where you say, I'm consenting to the crash, up to you to avoid it? I'd be tempted to do it.
Oh, it was really sideways by Doyle there. That's going to make him just a little bit vulnerable. And Ray looking for a move up the inside, but the door is closed off. And he's going to be forced to back off here as we come back down the straight. And in the meantime, we lost Kenny.
Oh, we have. He's dropped down the order, was in third place. That's now belongs to Chapman. Economos down in 6th. So he's been battling with Sam Chapman for a while. Is he going to lose it by himself, or is Chapman going to be involved here? Let's have a look. Just
That's an unforced error.
Double right-hander. Yeah, gets back on track pretty quickly, but still costing the positions too. Chapman, Christensen, Brunt. Oh, Brunt, that's the 3 of them. Brunt now in third place. He's got back past Chapman. How many times did they swap position?
More than a few. Would you like to see the replay of the move?
Oh, I would love to see the replay of the move.
So we're looking at Matty Brunt here behind Chapman. Looking to make a move, pulls it out right at the last second. He's got that nice little bit of overlap coming down the straight, and he's completely ahead by the time he gets to the first corner.
And that's the second time we've seen Brunt pull that move on Chapman. Chapman deciding not to fight him in that first corner. I wonder if he just knows that he can get him back elsewhere on the track, or wherever that is a corner where Chapman does have a bit of a pace deficit to Brunt, because it looks pretty easy for Brunt to get through there. I just want to acknowledge a couple of people in the chat. Welcome to Mins Anman. Says good evening, Mitch and everybody. Donna Doyle's still there. She'll be very happy because she'll be watching Sean still leading the way. Although saying that, I believe it's down to they're pretty much side by side. Let's go to the side by side here. That's Brunt and Chapman. Doyle and Oliver side by side for the lead of the race, just about. Only a few meters between the two of them currently. I think Oliver's going to be looking to mount a move going into the first corner. So let's cut to that and make sure we don't miss it. I don't think he's quite got the run, has he? He's a bit far back.
Yeah, just a little bit too far back. You know, you're really looking for like maybe 2/10 as you enter the straight.
And Christensen's just got past Brunt, so he's got past Brunt and Chapman.
That is a 2-4.
And he's got himself up into third place. I think it is. I think he got Chapman part way down the straight. I think he just got a really good run out of the final corner. And now they're going to go side by side. And that's Brunt looking to defend from Chapman. Chapman takes the title line there. I don't think it's going to be able to make use of it, dive down the inside of this corner. Now it's going to be all about the exit through here, because you don't really, unless you can get it done on the straight before you get to the hill, you don't have another overtaking spot until you've got over that hill and got down to the double right-hander, which is where we saw Carlos and stuff. Chapman right behind Brunt. So he's going to just try and maintain that through here. God, it looks so easy when you watch it from that camera angle. I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not. And then they're now approaching. Left-hander. Here we go, double right-hander. I don't think either of them is going to be able to make a move here. Oh, Christensen got a little bit of wobble on there, and you can just see how much Brunt has been able to catch him through that corner, thanks to that slight wiggle that he got. There's still no moves.
I think that was Chapman's wobble.
Doyle's lost the lead. Oliver's ahead of Doyle.
When did that? And Doyle's fallen back quite a bit, actually.
5 seconds.
Okay, let's. I think there's been an incident here. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're looking at Sean right now, and I would say, oh, look at that! That's the same thing we keep seeing on the same corner.
Just an unforced error, and he's done that, and then he's going to lose time all the way down in a straight compared to the cars behind him. So he's now been pulled back into that battle between Christensen, Brunt, and Chapman, and he's not going to escape it because Christensen is on fire. A 57.5
Also,
last
we're
lap.
looking at a
Only man into
replay for
57.
Obersteller here right now as well, who's had some sort of issue. He just sort of walked off track, didn't he?
He put 2 wheels on the grass on the left on the outside trying to open up the corner, and then that's just pulled him off.
It pulled him off?
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it just pulled him off.
So the moral of the story is, don't put 2 wheels on the grass. Obersteller would have known that, but he did it anyway. And now, that was brutal, wasn't it? We got Oliver in the lead of this race. Doyle in second. Oliver's 4.5 seconds ahead. All he needs to do is not make a mistake, but that is difficult. That is difficult. We've then got Jamie Christensen in 3rd place. He's trying to get Doyle. Doyle's just trying to put a gap between them, but Christensen's so fast, he's not going to be able to do it. I don't think they're going to have time to catch Oliver. So now it's Doyle, Christensen, Brunt, and Chapman. They're in one big battle pack, and it's all about who's going to finish where between those 4, because everybody else is pretty spaced out. You've got Conor Moss in 6th. He's 4 seconds off the back of these guys. Obersteller is way back, 20 seconds back off Kenny Economos. Oh, sorry, 11 seconds back off Kenny Economos. You then got Ridley a further 5 seconds back. And Atkinson not far from Ridley, but Ridley with more pace than Atkinson at this point. Although saying that, Atkinson's got a lot quicker throughout this race, and he's now looking like he might be able to dip down into 1 minute 59s, get down into 1 minute at some point. So that'd be a good improvement, because I think he was solidly in the 2 minutes throughout all of qualifying.
Yeah, so
we've got a couple of comments.
Yeah,
so Ben, nothing coming. It's about time that Obersteller did something. So yeah. I enjoyed that. And Min's admin saying that they got in trouble for calling Aaron and Connor the second best commentary team. So, I mean, I don't know why you get in trouble, Mins, because you're just spouting truths. But there it is.
You know, some would call that slander, but anyone that knows anything would just know that the defense for slander is that it's truthful.
Yeah, if anything, it's a compliment calling them the second best.
Yes, exactly. They're the second best. That's you know what comes right after first, second.
Yeah, I mean, if you're second best at the Olympics, you get a silver medal, you get showered in glory lights. That's pretty good.
You know, and in motorsport, traditionally, you would get a champagne bottle,
yeah,
and you'd get this podium ceremony.
Yeah, and like Obersteller and Connor in second place, we've got Doyle in second at the moment. He wants to get his champagne.
Or I think he might lose it here.
Wants it a little bit too much. Got way out on the outside onto the curb. Almost lost the car, and he's giving Christensen a really good run. Christensen keeping it way more settled. And they've suddenly slowed down, have they? Or is it a quirk of the...
Just a quick quirk of iRacing.
Yeah.
So despite that little sideways moment, Christensen wasn't really able to capitalize on that.
No, it's interesting because Christensen's definitely got pace. Although Doyle has joined him in the 57s, a few drivers now in the 57s. There's a whole battle pack in the 57s. So that's good to see. That bodes well for the second race. Oh God, that's going to be great. The second race, I'm so keen for that. And you're not going to have to wait long because they're about to start their final lap of this motor race. Rayover is the first. Christensen's battling.
Christensen in second now. Oh, and Sean Doyle's just come back actually with the inside line there. But Christensen did get quite a bit of overlap, but Sean opted to go for the inside of the corner instead. We might see another change of positions here with Christensen on the inside. Sean getting pushed quite wide there. Christensen looking for the inside again. Is he going to get... He's got the little over-under, but for the second part of this corner, Doyle's got the inside again. And that's just going to force him as we go single file up through the S's.
Yeah, I think Christensen thought he would get it done. That double left-hander, but actually Doyle able to hang on around the outside. And then that compromised him through here. So now Christensen... The two of them, they've been compromising each other so much that they've got Brunt and Chapman right behind them. The four of them separated. Only the length of a toothpick between the four of them. And... Oh God, this is close. They're just about to approach a double right-hander. This is the best overtaking opportunity until the end of the race. Watch for any mistakes through here. Anything that's going to compromise their exit. Looking good for Doyle and Christensen there. Is someone going to get the toe and be brave at the top of the hill? Go on, lads. Why don't we launch it?
Well, we got a four-way battle for second here. Like, actually, it's a big battle for two podium positions.
So Christensen's now side by side with Doyle. He's got a good run. Chapman side by side with Brunt. They're going to be side by side going up to the top of the hill. Doyle's going to slide in behind Christensen. Chapman's going to come out ahead of Brunt, and that's going to be Christensen, Doyle, Chapman, Brunt. Now one more corner, well, one more sequence of corners to negotiate, and that's going to determine how good a run you get onto the start-finish straight. And there is plenty of time for someone to get a slipstream and get past you before they nail in these positions. Who's it going to be? Ray Oliver's first. He's taken a fantastic victory on his debut. Who's going to be in second place? Will it be Doyle? Will it be Christensen? It's going to be Christensen, Doyle, then Chapman and Brunt, second, third, fourth, fifth. Excellent racing. And guess what we're about to do? We're going to line them up in the reverse of that order and send them round again.
Min's admin says they are all Fords, so I am on the winner regardless. And DJM Racing says second is first last.
Also true.
Very true. That just makes Aaron and Aaron and Connor just big losers then, doesn't it?
Oh, what a Freudian slip that was. Oh, my heart hurts, Mitch. My heart hurts.
Oops. My bad.
I'm meant to be getting shade from the other commentators, not you.
Friendly fire.
I'm on your team, damn it. Anyway, here are the results from race 1. Ray Oliver taking a really good victory after a really long battle with Sean Doyle that ended with Sean Doyle just crumbling under the pressure a little bit and having a mistake that put him down to third place eventually because Christensen was able to get past him. There's your podium, Oliver, Christensen, Doyle. Then Sam Chapman and Brunt, they had a race-long battle with Chapman just getting the better of Brunt. You feel like if they'd gone another lap, could have been Brunt. And now I've lost those. I've lost that standings, but we're about to bring you the standings for the start. Oh, here we go. Here are the results. We then got Colomos in 6th after he had a mistake at the same corner that undid Sean Doyle, so you won't feel too bad about that. You've then got Obersteller in 7th, Ridley in 8th, Shepherd in 9th. They all had incidents. I don't know if Atkinson had an incident. I suspect he must have it at some point because he ended up 15 seconds behind Shepherd and a minute 22 off the leader, excuse me. And what that means is Atkinson is going to take pole position for the next race. He's going to have Shepherd alongside him on the front row. We're then going to have Ridley and Obersteller, Colomos and Brunt, Chapman and Doyle, Christensen and Oliver right at the back. Turn 1's going to be spicy, isn't it, Mitch? It's going to be very spicy.
I love these reverse grids so much.
They work in the Fords because they're so raceable. They just work. Let's see if we can get to start-finish line before the race starts.
We are having some issues. Okay, here we go.
They're off. Atkinson's going to lead them away. He's got Ridley behind him, and then Colomos, then Obersteller. Of course, Ridley's right behind him. It really had an incident. That's why he's still in second place. They're approaching the first corner now. Here we go, back to live pictures. So that's Atkinson holding the lead. I think Ridley's going to get him here. He's got the inside line for the double left-hander. And I don't know how hard Atkinson's about. No, but not battling too hard. And actually, Colin Moss follows him through. Now Brunt's putting his car alongside Atkinson. These will be nervy moments for Atkinson as he tries to stabilise, stem the loss of blood, get back into that single file line and consolidate his position. He's got Doyle behind him now. Then Christensen, Oversteller, Oliver, Chapman, and Shepherd. Shepherd having another incident at the start. Another turn 1 incident for Shepherd. He's already 17 seconds off this pack. Look at them going 2 by 2 by 2. Up the straight, 2 through here is brave. It is flat out, but there is not much space. Don't want to make a mistake. You want to be in front before you get to that right-hander, and that is Doyle ahead of Christensen.
Oh, and who's that? That's just spun off.
That's Atkinson. That's Atkinson
no,
on
that's
the
Brunt.
grass.
I think that's Brunt.
That's Atkinson you're on board with there. Brunt has gone off though. Brent has had a nasty accident then. Atkinson, he's just got back on track and got going again. He's going to have Shepherd for company if he's not very, very careful. Ridley's out front with Conor Moss right behind him. Then we've got Doyle, Oliver, Christensen, Oversteller, Chapman, Atkinson, Shepherd, and Brunt. And this is for the lead of the race. Carl Ridley and Kenny Conor Moss, they're going side by side. And Conor Moss has got it done on Ridley before they even enter the right-hander. He's now going to have to defend that until the end of the lap. Could this be the first lap that Conor Moss leads tonight? I think it probably is. And look at that behind the two of them. It's the Crocodile ready to unleash from the murky grey waters of third and snap first and second into his massive jaw. It's Doyle in third place already, having a brilliant start, and Oliver is right behind him. He's basically following him through. He's in fourth place and he's got Christensen alongside him. Oliver doesn't know what it's like to battle anyone other than Doyle. Didn't see anyone else in the first race. He's about to find out just how fast Christensen is as he launches around the outside and takes hold of fourth place.
I'll tell you what, Sean is moving. This man started in 8th.
And I think Obersteller's had an incident on the entry to turn 1. He's suddenly found himself way off the back of the pack, and his little dot on my track map was stopped for a while. So he's definitely had an incident, and it would be remiss of us not to show the highlights of our commentary colleague. So let's make sure we see that. And here it is, Aaron Obersteller.
We should jump on board for this, I think.
Is he just going to touch the grass in the... Oh, I just didn't turn in. I think he did touch the grass a little bit on the outside, so he didn't get the initial turn in. And just discovering what's out near Narnia.
This is just
stuff back on the track.
It's just a shameful display by Oversteller. He should be really embarrassed. I mean, I would be.
I mean, yeah, I've been in a lot of contact in these races, but I've not specifically gone wide at Turn 1 at Virginia International Raceway in any of the ANZ ESeries races. So even I've not done that, Aaron. Just to rub salt in the wood. Anyway, this is Oversteller. He has got going. His muck-up was less bad than Brunt and Shepherd, so he's not joined them in the battle of those that have spun. He's ahead of them. He's 4.7 seconds off the back of Atkinson and 9 seconds ahead of Brunt, who's got Shepherd within 0.2 of him. So there's the battles at the back, but we're not so interested in those as we are the battle at the front. And look at that gap from Conor Moss and Ridley to what is now Christensen, who's managed to get ahead of Doyle. It's coming down. It's only 1.4 seconds. The Crocodile and his buddies are catching up, and I think Conor Moss and Ridley are going to have to make hay while the sun shines. Otherwise, they won't be in a battle that's going to cost them first and second. They're going to be in a battle all the way down to 5th place because Christensen, Doyle and Oliver on their tail, and that is Conor Moss going into the lead of the race ahead of Ridley down the inside into turn 1. We've seen that move a bunch of times. That is the best overtaking opportunity at the track, and Doyle has got back past Christensen. So it's Conor Moss, Ridley, Doyle, Christensen, Oliver. That is your top 5, and those are the 5 looking likely to compete for the win here because they have dropped Sam Chapman by about 2 seconds.
Yeah, so we're almost looking at a what's this, like a 6-way battle for first, almost.
Almost. It's a 5-way battle, I would say. I think Oliver's in it. I think Chapman's out of it at the moment, unless he can find a bit more pace. And the reason I say that is and not just because of the gap, but just because even in race 1, he did not show the pace of these top 5, which is unusual for Chapman, but this is his first race in the Formula 4, I believe. So he's still going quite well to be even anywhere near these guys on such a long track, given his unfamiliarity with the car. But not a performance we would expect given his exploits in the 86. And other series. We've got Colomos and GT3's went very well with GT3's despite it being his first time. So we've got Colomos in the lead now. He's got Ridley right behind him. Then it's Doyle, Christensen and Oliver. Only 2.9 seconds between the 5 of them. But I think Oliver's getting a little bit detached. He's 1.8 seconds now behind Christensen. So he may be out of this race. It may be a 4-way battle for the lead. Ridley, Colomos, Doyle, Christensen. And Christensen is within a second of Colomos. So that tells you just how tight that pack is. I think that is going to be a true 4-way battle soon because the second 2 are rapidly catching the first 2.
We also just had a quick position swap between Colomos and Ridley.
We did. Ridley now in the lead ahead of Colomos. Colomos will look to correct that going into the first corner, but he might be a bit too far back coming on to the start-finish straight. And look at Doyle. He's detached himself from Christensen. I think Christensen has made a mistake because he's behind Oliver. Something's gone wrong for Christensen at the final corner, and that's put Oliver back into 4th place, and Christensen has fallen out of this pack. In fact, he's behind Chapman. He's still not got it going. So Christensen's had a real drama somewhere. Not
Okay.
sure what we're looking at, Rich.
So we're
What have
having
we
a
got
look at should be no, this is not the replay we require. He's already going quite slow there, isn't he?
Yeah, not sure what's happening there. Very, very slow.
Okay, let's. He's still. Is there some? Okay, let's have a look with his onboard.
Slow down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That could be a slowdown.
You can get a slowdown through there. There's a couple of corners you can cut. So he must have gone, and maybe he's gone across the grass a little bit and got himself a slowdown.
He can't have a
really
slowdown that's this long. Like he's still.
He's back up to. No, he's not back up to pace now. He's 7 seconds behind Chapman. Has he got damage?
And now he's back. And now he's just back on it. It's slowing down again. Okay, I'm not really sure what's happened there.
We'll see if we can catch him with 2 after the race and figure out what's happened there. But in the meantime, we've got Colomos and Ridley and Doyle, a 3-way battle for the lead. It's Colomos, Ridley, Doyle in that order, but a 10th between the 3 of them. As we speak, they're side by side, going down the straight, heading towards the first corner. Who's going to come out of it ahead? We do not know. They're approaching it now. They're getting onto the brakes. Oh, who's that off? That's Ridley. Ridley's gone off. That's Connor and Doyle, the only 2 men left standing. Not sure if there was contact. We cut to it a little bit too late. We'll see if we can get a replay and find out what happened there. But Colomos is in the lead of this race, and now the only person anywhere near him on track is Sean Doyle, the crocodile who has been waiting to snap up his prey all race, and he's got 11 minutes to do so. So Colomos is going to have to defend for his life if he's going to stop Doyle taking a victory on the final race of a championship, which is all wrapped up.
I think if you're Sean Doyle right now, you just sort of tuck in. You don't need to make a move yet. You got 10 minutes. You got 11 minutes left.
He will be remembering what happened in race 1, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Just chill, follow. You've got a pretty good advantage being behind at this point, so there's not a lot of pressure. Carl Ridley's 5 seconds behind him. And so, in terms of replays, what do we want to see first? Ray Oliver or Kyle Ridley?
Let's have a look at Oliver, and then let's build our way up to Carl Ridley.
Okay. So this is Ray Oliver, who we're on board with right now. It's another unforced error at the top of the hill.
Did really well to catch that. That could have been a lot worse.
They're expertly held on to. And now we'll jump over to Carl Ridley.
This will be interesting.
Are we expecting to see maybe a little bit of contact here, or? No, just yeah. That seems to be the story of the day, doesn't it?
I really don't think there's much grip if you go too wide there. There's quite a rubbered in section of the track, and I think if you go off that, it can catch you out, because I just don't think it's got the grip of the inside line.
Oh, okay. I think we've just heard something here. from race control. So, car number 38 with the readdress on car 61 for avoidable contact.
So that's Christensen and David Atkinson. Did we see that? Was that must have been early on in the race? That must have been right at the very start then, and it must have been called in. Because remember,
is that from this race?
I believe so.
Because I know Christensen had an incident in the first race, but I don't remember seeing it in the second.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get race control in afterwards and explain that one. But I think it could have been either. It could have been that incident you're describing, or it could have been from the start when Atkinson was coming back down the pack after starting on pole. I wonder if Christensen got a little bit impatient and barged his way through a bit. But that's why he's going so slowly, because he's got to get all the way back behind Atkinson.
Oh, quickly flick over here to Carl Ridley, who's just sent a move on Chapman.
Yeah, so Ridley recovering. He was in that battle for the lead, but just didn't find the grip on the outside line at turn 1. Ended up behind Chapman, certainly, and I believe he was behind Oliver as well. Has fought his way back up and is now battling with Chapman, but Chapman has just got back past on the inside at turn 1, which is the favourite of pretty much every driver on this circuit. And Shepherd, despite a spin at the start of the race, just got back past Atkinson. So I think Atkinson's had perhaps an incident.
Atkinson, yes, actually, I am seeing something here for Atkinson. Would you like to check it out, or do you want to stay with this little battle here between Ridley and Chapman?
This battle's looking quite spicy. We'll get back to that once this cools down a little bit.
And I have it on pretty good word that something has happened to Ray Oliver as well.
Right, oh. So that's another thing for us to investigate. That's all happening tonight, isn't it? So this is Ridley. He's now side by side with Chapman, looking to get back past. He's going to get that move done. So that's Ridley up into third place. Doyle is in 4. Chapman is in 4th. Apologies. Doyle is actually in the lead of this race. Doyle has got past Kenny Economos. And these live pictures, everything's telling me Doyle's ahead.
This should be the replay of the overtake.
How does he finally get past? Is he actually going to make it work around the outside at turn 1? We've seen so many people go for that and get it wrong. No, tucks back in behind. Definitely the smarter move based on the evidence of what we have seen so far. And is he gonna...
Where is this move happening?
Oh, I don't think this is it, somehow.
No, I don't think it is. Okay, we'll take you back live.
I'm back alive, where Doyle's got 0.3 of a second ahead of Economos. That should be enough for him to stay ahead for a while. Yeah, he's got past the first corner. They're actually approaching turn 5 now. They're just getting to the snake. And Doyle with 3 attempts over Economos. They've got 7.5 seconds ahead of Ridley, and Chapman. Such has been their pace on their brutal consistency, not making any mistakes. Doyle's did a 57.8 on the last lap. Only man in the 57s at this point. His fastest is a 57.5. Only other man to do a 57 is Christensen. Christensen obviously serving that redress. And it's got Atkinson still very far back if he still needs to get behind him. So not sure what is happening anymore there. He may be just be thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go race and I'll bet the penalty at the end. Anyway, we've got Doyle first, Economos in second, then Ridley and Chapman half a second between the two of them now. So really looks to have made the break from Chapman. Chapman will close in along the end of along this straight, but don't think he's going to get into position to perhaps like make an attack into turn 1. They've then got a healthy gap to Christensen. He's got 15 seconds over Shepherd, who's ahead of Brunt. After they were close to each other. They've been close to each other all race because they've both had early spins. Then you've got Oliver, who had his mistake. He's down in 8th. Atkinson is in 9th, and then Obersteller is plumb last in 10th place.
I mean, that's really what we expect from Obersteller, though.
It's not been a stellar drive, has it?
No, it's a little overrated.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he goes in the commentary box tomorrow. Maybe he should stick to commentary instead of racing.
Well, look, that's what I've always said. I mean, that's why I don't do much racing. Those who can't do commentate.
Absolutely true in our cases. I will say that. Although I am hopeful we'll go all right tomorrow night. We've got Doyle going all right tonight, though. He's at half a second ahead of Economos, so he is just slowly but surely growing that gap. The lap times last time round were very, very similar, but of course, very similar suits Doyle at this moment in time. Economos needs to be quite a bit faster to have enough of a delta to overtake Doyle if he's going to do it before the end of this race. And with only 3 minutes left, they're only going to lap 2 more times, so he's not going to have much of an opportunity to get past him.
So, while we have this brief lull, do you and I need a team name for tomorrow night? And should we farm this out to chat?
Yes, chat, please give us a team name for tomorrow night.
For context, tomorrow night is 86s at Daytona. It's going to be my first race in the ANZ ESeries, and actually my first race in many months. Maybe even a year, actually.
It was the last blood moon.
No, it was much further away than the last blood moon, I think.
Are you saying it was before Trump had any indictments?
Oh, no, it's not that far away.
Okay, yeah. There have been a few, haven't there? It's anyway, we'll stay away from American politics, otherwise I will go on some sort of rant. So, and there's only 2 attempts between Doyle and Economos. Economos getting a really good run out of the final corner. Don't know if we saw Barry. I don't know if we saw Barry waving his white flag. I don't believe we did. So there might be 2 more laps left, or yeah, surely there will be 2. There might. Yeah, it'll be 2. There'll be 2 more laps left, so Economos is going to have a couple of opportunities to get past Doyle, and if he stays within this sort of range, he is going to be in a position to make good on those opportunities. The gap right now, only just over 2 tenths. I think Economos not quite getting those corners right, and it's just gone out a little bit, but he's got a little bit of time to pull it back in. You then got, this is Brunt and Shepherd doing battle. Brunt 0.2 of a second behind Shepherd.
Yeah, he was as close as a single tenth just a moment ago.
So these two are going to do battle to the end of the race. Obersteller is up into 9th place. Oliver has had a spin. I think he's retired from the race. I think he's had a spin and then just called it quits, turning into pit lane. And so he's out of the race. First retirement of the night, which is pretty impressive. 2 races around a really difficult track and only to have 1 retirement. Okay, there's only 10 cars on track, but still impressive quality of driving for everybody in the field. We've then got Atkinson. He's now in last place. He's inherited that from Obersteller, who's finally managed to move up the order. And then we've got Brunt in 7th, Shepherd in 6th, Christensen in 5th, Chapman in 4th, Ridley in 3rd, and then on your screen is Economos and Doyle doing battle for the final victory in the ANZ ESeries. They have got 1 more lap to go. Can he do it? Who's going to win this race? Economos or Doyle? Go.
It's Doyle.
It's Doyle. There you go. You heard it from the man. Mitch reckons it's going to be Doyle. They cross the line with just over 10 seconds remaining. Doyle's going to have the inside for the first corner. Economos tucks back in. We have seen that work because you can get a better exit if you do it right. And then you can launch up the inside into what will be turns 2 and 3. So that's turn 2 now, approaching turn 3. Colombos not close enough to make that work. Next opportunity is going to be try and get a really good run through the snake. See if you can go side by side up into South Bend. I don't think he's going to be able to. Maybe. Joe's been so good this race. He's not giving up any time anywhere. Colombos is really going to have to pull something special out of the bag. Max Verstappen pole position type effort if he wants to get past Doyle and take the final race win in the ESeries. But would it be fitting for our series champion and crowd favourite Doyle to get it done? I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Doyle.
Yeah, I absolutely am too. I thought he had this at the beginning of last lap. I don't think this is the sort of track where someone was talking about being the following driver, having the advantage. I don't think this is one of those.
No, but he has got a really good launch out of turn 12, Oak Corner. He's going to go side by side up to turn 14, which is a really tricky left-right at the top of the hill. Doyle's going to go side by side with him. Can he hold on? He's got the inside line. And he... Oh, brilliant from Doyle. See what he did there? He just sat
Parked it right on the apex.
Absolutely parked it. Knew Colin Mossa was going to go for the up and under and just stopped him being able to do that by basically putting his car where Colin Mossa is. And there's contact! Colin Mossa sitting behind them, got tangled. They're both off at the final corner. Can one of them get back on track? No, I think Carl Ridley's going to come through to win the race. Doyle and Colin Mossa off track. Oh, Colin Mossa's in the way. He's trying to get back on, but it's an unsafe rejoin. That means Ridley's gone off as well. Who's going to cross the line first? It might even be Chapman. Who's going to do it? Carl Ridley. Carl Ridley gets the win. Doyle in second. Chapman's going to come home in third. And then it's going to be Colin Moss in fourth place.
Wow. That was wild. What a finish. Sean Doyle just having a little bit of a wobble coming out of that final corner. And I guess Kenny decided that he wasn't really happy to lift. The two got tangled up and off the track they went.
Got to get a replay of that from Kenny's point of view. Here we go.
That's not who we require.
I don't know what that is. Oh, so that's really getting back on track.
Okay, so this is actually... This is not Kyle Ridley.
This is Colin Moss.
Yes, I don't know why it says Ridley, because it's not.
Look at the way he gets from here. That toe was alongside the crocodile. Oh, we just lost picture.
We have lost picture.
Did the session just reset?
Yes, it's because we lost this session. Of course it was.
No!
Hang on. Okay.
There we go.
So, we're on board with Kenny right now. So we'll see Sean get a little loose here. That's interesting. Did you hear Kenny get back on the throttle there?
I can't hear any of the in-game audio. I don't get it from my view of the stream.
Yeah, Kenny actually gets back on the throttle as he makes contact with, just before he makes contact with Sean, actually. I'll be interested to see what the stewards have to say about that, and if they're going to be able to sort this out between...
And can we just view it from Chapman's point of view? Because he's right behind Ridley, and Ridley goes off track. And I'm wondering at that point, Sam's probably thinking he's got it run, and then we're going to see Ridley come back on track and take the victory. So really close there. That could have been an incident as well.
So this is Chapman's perspective.
That's...
You can see the smoke from the crash.
So he's on the inside there. You see Ridley go off and keeps it flat, gets back on, and then Ridley gets the win.
Why
does Chapman in second?
So why does he lift there? Why does Chapman lift? mean, I don't think it was going to make any difference anyway. Maybe it already crossed the line, and I wasn't paying enough attention.
Yeah, maybe it crossed the line. Anyway, so we see if we can get some of these drivers into the chat. Let's pull a few over, shall we? Let's grab us a Sean Doyle.
Well, we still have a feature race, you know, right?
Oh wait, do we have a third?
We do have a third.
I thought it was only 2. Why did I think it was only 2? I've gone absolutely mad.
Yes.
I have gone absolutely mad. Oh, I'm so eager to talk to people. I've just completely lost the plot, apparently. Oh, excellent. Oh, I can't believe we get to do that again. Excellent.
We got one more. Oh my god, we only have one more.
Oh my god, we only have one more. It's almost over.
And you make that sound like it's a good thing.
No, it's absolutely not. I don't want it to be over.
Ben Nuffling says, all the best to Faulkner trying to work that one out.
I agree with the sentiment. I absolutely agree with that. I'm not envious. It's all about. He said he got back on throttle. I can't hear anything. I've got no audio on my feed. Did he consent to hitting Doyle at the back when there was more that could have been done to avoid it?
Okay, so
or at that point was contact happening and he decides to do what's best for him? Because if he's just doing what's best for him, once contact is 100% happening, there's no issue with it. If there was still a chance of contact being avoided safely, that's where the question will be.
So the stewards have decided that car number 13 is getting a pit lane start penalty for avoidable contact with car number 5. So that means Kenny Economos is starting from the pit lane for avoidable contact with Sean Doyle. And I think I agree with that. Like I heard him get back on that accelerator before contact was made. That definitely fits the definition of avoidable contact for me.
And let's be real, from a purely selfish perspective, we now get to watch Economos start from pit lane and try and battle his way through this pack. That's going to be spectacular. Do not go anywhere. We have got the feature race coming right up. They have 30 seconds left to warm up. They'll then grid and get going. So about a minute away from the start of the race. There's one question I'd like to see answered. Will Brody Shepherd get through turn 1 without spinning? What do you think?
No.
Because he spun on the first corner in the first two races, and there we go. From the brilliant mind of Mitch, we think he's going to do it again. So we'll keep an eye on him throughout the first corner. We'll see if we can get like one of those nice wide establishing shots and watch him spin whilst we also watch the leaders take it masterfully and do battle. And do we have the grid for the feature race?
The grid for the feature race? No, we don't.
Let's see if we can bring that to you. About to start lining up, I can see Atkinson, Obersteller and Shepherd all on track. So it looks like it is a reverse grid again from race 2. So it's Oliver going to be starting from pole position with Atkinson alongside him. Atkinson starting from the front row for the second time tonight. They then got Obersteller and Shepherd behind them. So if Shepherd does go for a spin at turn 1, could connect a few other cars. They then got Christensen and Brunt behind them. Then Economos, Chapman, Doyle and Ridley, the surprise winner of race 2. After being in that battle to begin with, looked like he'd taken himself out of it when he caught the grass and just went wide at turn 1. And instead managed to fight back up to third, and then was in the best place to inherit when Economos and Doyle had their incident. And of course, Economos started from the pit lane, so he will not grid up into 7th place. The race will start without him in his position, and he will join afterwards. And they are about to get going. I assume the engines are revving. I can hear nothing.
Green flag.
And we wait for the race to start. There we go. They are away. Oliver and Atkinson both get a really good launch, pulling away from Obersteller in 3rd. But Shepherd, Christensen and Brunt have all got a fantastic start. They're all going to be challenging for 3rd place. Brunt decides to back out of it a little bit.
That's a bold move by Obersteller.
And Shepherd's going to follow him through. So Shepherd's going to be Shepard's in 5th place. It's Christensen in 3rd, Atkinson in 4th, Shepard in 5th, Brunt 6th, Doyle in 6th now. He's just got ahead of Brunt, so it's Oliver, Obersteller, Christensen. I think Obersteller might have heard what we were saying last time and has taken it personally, because he's putting in a much better performance to be in 2nd. Okay, it's early days, but he's got Oliver a half a second ahead of him. Christensen 0.3 of a second behind him, but then they've got 2.1 seconds to Shepard, who's the lead of this second pack. Oh, that's one car just not bothering with that corner. Who's that? Was that Brunt?
That was Chapman.
Oh, Chapman. We've seen him do that a few times, actually, just not bothering with corners. I'm going to have a word with him after this, because he must know that you have to take the corners in order for it to do a legal lap. And that's Atkinson we're looking at the moment. So he's got Shepard ahead of him, and then he has got Doyle and Brunt behind him.
Yeah, we're looking for Doyle to make some nice big early moves as Brody Shepard sliding off the track.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, Brody.
And that's Doyle. That's Doyle's progress halted as well as he filters second last. But also interestingly, we don't have Kenny. He's not. He's decided not to race in this one. It looks like.
Interesting that Brody did manage to make it at least 11 corners further than he has done in the first 2 corners. So we should applaud him for that. That looked like Brunt almost getting to the back of Chapman. That's Chapman off as well. So Brunt and Chapman are both off in separate, look to be separate incidents, but all look like a chain effect of the cars, just all getting caught out by the pace that each of them went through that complex. We'll have to see if we can break down what's happened there at some point in this race. Christensen is in 1st, Obersteller in 2nd, then he got Ridley, Atkinson. Atkinson's in 5th place. Really good first lap from him.
And so we've got Christensen in the lead, Oliver 2nd, Aaron Obersteller tidying up the last podium place for now, with a nice little comfortable 1 second lead on Carl Ridley, which looks like it's just slightly being eroded. Or we've got a little bit of playback issue. Oh, we got a safety car.
Yeah, it'll be that safety car will be at least one of Brunt and Chapman, because they are both in pit lane as we speak. So they're both going in
pit lane now. Chapman just taking off also.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure out what happened to them. Now we've got a break in the action. Brought to you for the last time on a Wednesday night by the Dr. Epoxy safety car, the most beautiful car out on track, and one that many of the Vermilion Motorsports and ANZ ESeries committee, shall we call it committee? That's a strong word. Volunteers we're dying to get behind the wheels of, because it is so very pretty.
Oh, this is not a crash. Okay, so this is the Chapman incident.
It'll be before that, I think.
No, it will be. Oh, you see, once the safety car comes out, we lose a lot of fidelity over incidents and our ability to see them happening.
So do bear with us while we flick around, trying to figure out how we can show you what occurred.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to grab that one.
That's a shame.
It's just going to elude us, unfortunately.
No, it is going to elude us, that one there. But let's take stock of where we are in this race. What that does do is pull Bridges the field back up, so the likes of Shepard, Brunt and Chapman, who are all in the instance, will get away with it. We've got Christensen at the head of the field, Oliver right behind him. Then it's Obersteller in 3rd place. Not sure when he lost 2nd place, but he's in 3rd. We've got Ridley in 4th, Atkinson in 5th, so he lost a few positions from his start position on 2nd, but he's down to 5th. We've got Doyle in 6th. Look for him to get past Atkinson and then be fighting with Ridley, Obersteller, Oliver and Christensen pretty soon after that safety car. That's going to be his plan anyway, but Atkinson doing a better job of defence in this race, so interesting to see what he can do from the start. We then got Doyle, Shepard behind Doyle. Shepard not having much pace tonight, not having much luck. Wonder if he can make it past turn 11 without spinning on the opening lap. Hopefully that he can, and hopefully he definitely gets past turn 1 again after he managed to do so for the first time in race 3. We then got Brunt in 8th and Chapman in 9th. They both had instance, and I will say I'm only being harsh on Shepard because he is a friend of mine, so I can get away with it. I would not say these things about someone that I do not know. He will take it in good jest for I have ruined many an enduro. We have raced in together by throwing it off track after he does 3 stints. Perfectly fine, and I get in for my single, one and only stint, and then muck things up.
So, we are now with our leader to take us off. And he is going
Chris
very
is
slow on this straight.
Yeah, well, we're seeing turn 1's the best overtaking opportunity. He doesn't want to give anyone a toe down into turn 1 any longer than he needs to.
This is an insane amount of patience. And he's off. He's going. And that's a nice little jump on Oliver there.
Yeah, we almost had, I think, Chapman to the back of Brunt at the back of your screen, trying to judge when they're going to go, and then realising they weren't actually going. That was very close to contact between...
that was Ridley, Ridley nearly into the back of Doyle.
Really almost into the back of Doyle. Apologies, my stream's very blurry, so on these far out shots, it's really hard for me to see who's who. We've got Ridley here. He's in 5th place. He's got Doyle ahead of him, then Overstairs. So Doyle and Ridley both getting past.
We've got contact. That's Shepard.
Shepard off the track again. And that's another car going off track. That's Obersteller. Obersteller's off. Obersteller down all the way to 8th. Just saw him going for a chip on the grass, seeing what's out there.
Okay, let's
have a look at that, sorry for Shepard.
Brody Shepard incident. Okay, so just a 2 into 1 doesn't go there, I think. And then this is our Overstellar incident.
So just looks like it just gets on the grass and can't turn in. Not sure there was anything before that.
We also have one here from David Atkinson. See him just flitting around off track there. Maybe just a little unforced error.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, we've got another safety car. We've got another safety car. So it looks like Brody Shepard might have had another incident because he's pulled over. He's towed back to pit lane.
This is Brody Shepard here.
Car. Oh, that car is mucked. Oh, that's a lot of left hand down.
Okay, it's just going in a straight line despite all of that steering lock.
Yeah, good on him for trying to get it back to the pits, but it's not really worked for him, and I do think that might be the last we've seen of him, because he would have used his fast repair for the first incident, so I don't think he'll have another fast repair, and with that amount of steering damage, I'd be surprised if he's able to get back out. Although, it's going to have plenty of time, because it's a 2-minute lap at racing speed, so it's going to be at least 3 minutes behind the safety car. So he might get back out. Obersteller's had his damage repaired, so he's going to resume in last place. And I guess we'll wait to see whether we do get a Brody Shepard back out on track.
Yeah, fingers crossed he can get back out there. It'd be nice for him to finish his last race.
Interestingly, I can see the pit time in inverted commas for this safety car. So there were 2 minutes 18 seconds between when the safety car got back into the pit and when it left the pit again for the second time.
There's a spicy last race, and look, he's up into second now.
Doyle is up into second. He's barely been out of the top 2 all 3 races, and he's back there again. And this time, he's going to want the win. And no one running him up the backside through the final corners.
Donna Doyle saying, "Come on, son."
And Shepard has got back out. He'll struggle. Oh, he might just catch the safety car this lap, but he has got back out there, so enough time for him to get his damage repaired, and he'll have a 5th go at getting through a lap without going off. Getting through the first lap after a start, some sort of start, without having an incident. So let's see if it's 5th time lucky for Shepard. This is going to be doing battle with Willow Springs for his worst round of the season, I think.
Yeah, do we want to put too fine of a point on this one for him?
I mean, he's in danger of losing second in the championship.
Speaking of...
So there you go. You've got Sean Dolan first. Brody Shepherd's had a mare of a round so far. He's in second. Brunt's not had a great round, and Miles isn't here. So I think Shepherd's safe. And actually, I think Atkinson might get past Ben Miles. Might just get past Ben Miles just from sheer brute consistency. So question, why are the dash displays on the corner forwards all 000, unlike the NASCAR and GT3?
000, the dash displays. Oh, okay. So I can say that at least on these ones, and I think for the most part when you are a observer, you don't get to see the details. Okay, and we're off. Ray Oliver not wasting any time getting this race started again.
No, going for a very different strategy this time around. Getting the foot down nice and early. Probably to catch everyone out who assumed they would go for the same sort of strategy. Door's back down into third. He's got Christensen alongside him. Door does have the inside line, no, but can't make it work. So that position will be Christensen's. Carl Ridley is in fourth place. He's got Sam Chapman right behind him, the silver bullet. He's got the grey bullet behind him, Matthew Brunt, rocking that distinctive fighter jet style livery. You then got a bit of a gap already forming to Atkinson, and then Shepherd and Obersteller. Not sure they had an incident. Obersteller's had an incident because he was definitely ahead of Shepherd, and then Shepherd may not have quite have caught the back before they got racing again.
So once this, I have made the Obersteller incident bookmark, so we'll be able to jump back and have a look at that. Once this battle sorts itself out.
They're side by side, sorry. That's Oliver and Shepherd and Christensen side by side. Christensen went off track. He's rejoined. And then very close as Carl Ridley and Sean Doyle tries to take advantage. Oh, they're millimeters away from contact, but they just about got through. Christensen's trying to stem the bleeding. He's got Ridley coming through. Chapman's trying to get a move on the inside as well. He's gonna. Oh, he's all going to be about who can get the better run through here. Looks like it's going to be Christensen, but Chapman's going to pull into the slipstream, and that should arrest that difference in speed. And he'll be looking to try and get a move done at the top of the hill if the slipstream is powerful enough. Then Matthew Brunt is watching all that, waiting, probably thinking at some point, two of these guys have got to collide and going to give me some positions. But they all managed to get through safely. But that all was triggered by Oliver and Christensen going side by side through that snaky little bit of left, right as they go up at the top of the hill and getting it all wrong, going off the track and then rejoining and trying to find a place to get back into this single file line and get back online because he was just losing positions hand over fist. And what that has done is it meant that Doyle is now back in second place. He has got Ridley 0.2 of a second behind him, and they are both chasing down Ray Oliver for the win in the feature race with only 6.5 minutes to go. Here he comes. This is Ridley. We're trying to hunt around outside. It hasn't worked for many people tonight, but it looks like it's going to work for Ridley. Oh, is he there? Is he got a wheel alongside? If he's got a wheel alongside, he'll have the better run down here. And he's certainly got two wheels alongside, all four. And Sean Doyle, we've seen him do this before, is going to try and hang it around the outside until we get to a right-hander, which is coming up next corner. And he's done it again. That's going to put Doyle ahead, and actually that's going to compromise with Ridley. And he's now going to be under pressure from Christensen all the way through here. Will Christensen go alongside him again? Up through this flat-out left, right. It'll be a brave man, because that is where he got unstuck on lap 1 at the restart. And go, Mitch, you can finally make your point.
I don't even remember the point I was about to make.
Apologise, it was just too good racing. It was too good racing for me to let it go. As Tom
Oliver
just said,
that's Oliver going sideways.
Oliver spun.
Which puts Doyle in the lead. Oh, I remember the point. I was going to say, wouldn't it be great for Sean to take out the win for the last race in the championship? He's winning.
Oh, 100%. I'm rooting for Doyle just for that. I want to see him win the last race of the championship. He deserves it. He's been magnificent all championship. He's been the only driver in the race for victory pretty much every race, unless there has been some sort of tragic incident taking him out of it. And he is doing the job so far. He's got Christensen behind him, then Ridley, then Chapman, then Brunt. And all of them very, very close together on the racetrack. That's it. That's your top 5 right there. Doyle, Christensen, Ridley, Chapman, Brunt. Any one of them could win the race with only 3 laps remaining. 3 laps for Doyle to wrap this up with a victory, but Christensen is pulling out alongside him. Christensen actually now is in the lead of this race, and Ridley's going to get him as well. Ridley looking to make 3 wide with Ridley. Christensen in the middle. Doyle on the inside. The inside is where you want to be, though, and Doyle's going to get the lead back. He's got Christensen behind him, really hung out to dry on the outside, and Chapman's coming up on the inside. If he gets a better run, he may be able to do what we've seen Doyle do and just hang on around the outside, but no, not quite as good at Chapman as Doyle. So Chapman's going to filter back into 4th place, and it is Doyle, Christensen, and Ridley. All that excitement and not a position changing.
This is one of the most hectic battles we've seen in this series so far. This is so exciting. It's the feature race of the last race of this season, and we've got 5 guys all looking for spots on this podium. I cannot think of a better ending to this season.
And look at the run. Look at the run. It's not going to go alongside again. No, it's not going to go alongside.
I think if you try that here, you're just asking for trouble.
Or he could make a move into the double right-hander. Oh, he was brave there. He bet on Doyle going out wide to open up the right-hander. And betted right, but Doyle's taking that beautifully. Now it's all about, can Christensen get a run up the hill? I think he will. He's close enough. We've seen this happen before. But then you have to hang it on around the outside of the top of the hill, which is not easy, or try and get it done before then. Doyle will do everything in his arsenal to try and stop him doing it. But no, he's already got ahead as Christensen. And he's already cut across the front of Doyle. No redress available for Doyle there. He's going to sit behind him and then try and get him done to the first corner. And he's got Ridley right behind him for company.
Okay, so how many laps do we have left?
2.
We've got 2?
They'll come around. They'll come around with over 2 minutes remaining, so they'll get another full lap in, and then that will be the final lap.
So this is the end of the 3rd last lap?
Yes, I believe so. And who's going to be lead at the end of it? It's Christensen, Doyle, Ridley, all side by side going to the first corner for the 2nd lap in a row. This time it looks like it's Ridley on the inside, Christensen on the outside. Apologies, it's Christensen on the inside, Ridley on the outside again. So Christensen's got it done. Carl Ridley is technically in 2nd place. He's at Doyle alongside him. Doyle not able to pull off his hang out around the outside of Roix. And instead he's going to have to filter back into 3rd place. Oh, that was a nasty stopper for Ridley. That's really going to compromise him through here. And if Doyle can't capitalise, which it looks like he can't, that's going to give Christensen a little bit of breathing room. He's already got half a second on Ridley. And if anything, Sam Chapman looking like he wants to get involved and get onto the podium in the last round of the ANZ ESeries Formula 4 Championship. But to do that, he's going to have to get past Doyle or Ridley, and that is very, very difficult to do unless they have a tangle, as we have seen in the last couple of races. But they need to be careful. Christensen looks like he may be making a decisive break at the front.
I'm literally, no one can see me, but my legs are literally like shaking right now, like they're jittering up and down. I'm on the edge of my seat for this. This is such an exciting end to this series. Donna Doyle in chat saying it's a hell of a tussle. Just hold steady, boys. Seat of the pants stuff.
And then they go side by side. I was just about to call out. Christensen got really wide on the exit of that corner. Definitely would have compromised his exit. Wouldn't have been able to get on the throttle as early as he would have liked. And that's put him side by side with Carl Ridley. Up they go through the top of the hill. And it looks like Carl Ridley just settling in behind. He's not going to be able to get the up and under done here. Has he just snuck underneath? No, he's still behind, but he's going to be in a brilliant position to mount an attack into the first corner if he can just stay right behind Christensen through this complex. That's that job done. It is Christensen, Ridley, Doyle as they approach the start-finish line to start the final lap of the ANZ ESeries Formula 4 Championship in Season 2. There we go. We're going to go 3 wide again. It's Ridley, Christensen, Doyle, who's going to come out on top, and Chapman. Chapman's getting involved. We've now got Ridley going up the inside of Christensen. Chapman going around the outside of Doyle. The inside's where you want to be. Doyle now looking to turn out into 2nd place. We're getting past Ridley. He's going to have to hang it on around the outside. We've seen him do it before. Ridley's actually got a wheel alongside Christensen. No, he hasn't. Oh, Christensen goes wide. That's going to open the door for Ridley. He's going to go down the inside. Doyle looking to do it as well. Christensen holds it on around the outside. That compromises Ridley. Chapman gets the inside of Doyle and gets past him. Doyle's got a lot of work to do. Who wants to win this final race? It's Christensen and Ridley, the front two. Now Chapman into the podium positions for the third time. Doyle behind him. And then Brunt, he's been brought into this battle. He's just waiting in the wing saying, off you go, lads. All slow yourself down. I know who won the last race, and it wasn't one of the guys racing at the front. He was someone a little bit further back. He was able to pick up the pieces. Christensen and Ridley, they are in pole position. Then it's Chapman. And I'll just catch my breath for a second. They're hitting the double right-hander. This is one of the main opportunities. Look at Christensen. Does he get a good exit here? Is he going to touch the dirt? He's done it again. He's touched the dirt. That will compromise him a little bit. He won't be able to get on the power. Is that going to let Ridley get close enough up the top of this hill? Christensen trying to break the toe a little bit of weaving there. I don't think Ridley is close enough, which means it's all about that exit onto the final corner. However, behind them, Doyle has got alongside Chapman, and they're going to be battling out for the top, and I think he's actually got a clean pass done already. So it's Christensen, Ridley, Doyle, as it has been for so long in this race. Chapman does try and fight. Doyle, not able to make it stick, and look how close Ridley is behind. We're watching from the onboard of Christensen, looking behind, looking at that face of Ridley trying to get past. Ridley gets the better run out of the final turn. He's going to get the help of the slipstream. Who's going to cross the line first? He's right in him. It's Christensen and Ridley. There's nothing between them. The time is flicking between the two. I think Ridley's going to do it. He's going to cross the start-finish line. And it is. It's Ridley. Christensen. Ridley, Christensen, I don't know. Everything's flashing around me. I can't see. On the screen, on the graphics, it says Christensen ahead of Ridley. Both of my graphics say it was Ridley ahead of Christensen.
That's it. That's it. Oh my god. 2 100ths of a second difference between Ridley and Christensen, with Doyle coming in third. That is an absolute photo finish. That's incredible.
That superb. Well done, everyone involved in that race. That was absolutely brilliant. And Doyle bringing it home in third. I'm glad Doyle, as much as I would have liked to see my friend Sam Chapman get on the podium, really glad to see my other friend Doyle get the podium on the final race to wrap up his championship in some sort of style. But Ridley, Christensen, that was absolutely superb. And let's see if we can get a replay of those final moments, perhaps from a chase cam or something. I want to see the moment they cross the line and just how close it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we can...
So this is it. This is a replay of the ending. This is Christensen and Ridley. So Christensen's in the lead at the moment. He's got Ridley alongside him. This is the bumper view of Christensen.
I'm just wondering if we're going to see him sneak. Okay, so we didn't get to see it. Okay, let's try this view.
Just seeing if you're going to see Ridley sneak into view. I think Ridley's quite far out.
I was hoping that we might have caught it, but...
You might want to go with either a chase cam if we've got it, of one of the two, or maybe even the view from Doyle behind them. This'll do. So taking that tighter line almost wins in the race, because it looks like he's pulling cleanly ahead, but then he shortens the distance to the line. And I think that's the point at which the overtake is made, and you can just see the line there as well. And just while we're doing that, we'll bring some of our drivers in for their interviews. We've got Doyle, Ridley, and Christensen in the waiting room.
These are the men that I want to be talking to right now as well. Gentlemen, okay, so I'm going to do this in reverse order tonight. Sean, congratulations. You've taken out the championship for Season 1.
Thanks, gentlemen. That was a good night's racing.
What a fantastic finish to that race. Okay, this is, of all the races that I have watched in the ANZ ESeries, this was the most exciting finish. You guys gave us tremendous racing. If someone had given me odds on a crash happening in those last 2 laps, I would have bet my life savings on it. That was such tight, such close racing. How do you keep it together when you've got a battle pack of 5 people on the last 2 races, all within, I don't know, a half a second of each other? Sean?
I think half of it's 50-50s luck and chance. But we know each other like as drivers and that. We're all pretty close, so it's pretty good.
All right, Kyle.
But we all try and push it to the limit.
Yep. Kyle, congratulations. First place.
Thank you.
Talk me through the last 2 laps for you.
I wanted to be P2, coming to the right flag, and I got that. I think Jamie was trying to let me through, but I just didn't allow him, and sure enough, it worked out. Me being second was where you needed to be.
And how were your nerves in those last couple of laps with such tight racing between so many drivers?
As Sean said, I've driven against these guys quite a lot, my teammates and such, so I was pretty calm. I was just waiting for that last lap.
And Jamie, are you going to break the mold here and tell us that you were shitting bricks the whole time, or?
I was for about half that.
Look, finally,
wide.
one of you guys is being honest with us.
Yeah, I was, pretty scared going 3 wide into turn 1 when we were like wheel to wheel every single time, and Kyle letting me have first on the last lap, which was pretty scary because I didn't expect him to brake that hard, but it's all good because I wasn't behind him when it happened. But yeah, I was wanting P2 on that white flag as well.
Right, because I was actually debating with Liam here earlier whether or not P2, because on a lot of tracks, P2 is the position that you generally want to be in because the tow is so strong in these cars. But I wasn't sure if P2 was where we wanted to be on this track, but all 3 of you seem to be in agreement. I mean, Sean, I don't think you wanted to be P4 on that final lap.
No, that's for sure.
I
thought once I was in P4, it was all over.
And it looked like Sam Chapman, who were just behind, was maybe just holding you back a little bit towards the end. But you got him on the back straight and sort of caught back up to them. But by the time you got to the last race, you're just a little bit too far back to get a move done.
Yeah, by that stage, a couple of milliseconds is all it takes, and it's not too far until the finish line, so you need all you can get.
I mean, and there was literally 19 milliseconds between Jamie and Kyle on that. Like, Jamie, you nearly held onto the lead just by taking that really tight inside line. It was so close. 0.019.
Yeah, that is pretty close.
It's genuinely, that's a photo finish.
It's close enough that on the graphics for the stream, it originally was telling us that Christensen had won, even though Race Labs was telling me that Ridley had won. That's how close it was, that you confused the graphics.
Yeah, right.
I actually don't know which is the better win. The one where I just rocked up and Sean and Penny were on the grass and I won, or tonight, well, last one with Jamie.
But yeah, because you held it, you kept it full throttle on the grass, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought Chapman was going to come through and get the win when I saw you on the grass. I was like, oh, well, he's off. And then all of a sudden you're crossing the line. I was confused, but that was excellent because holding on around on the grass, going around the outside is not easy. But I do think your second one was better. I'll just put it out there. It was you didn't have to rely on the misfortune of others for that one.
So just for a little fun fact, the average speed of a blink is about 100 milliseconds. And the difference between Kyle and Jamie here was 19 milliseconds. This is 5 times faster. The 5 times less than the average blink was the distance between you guys.
Yeah,
Don't blink and you miss it.
Yeah, you would miss it 5 times over if you blinked.
Yeah.
Exactly, a true blink if you'll miss it. So, gentlemen, I'll get you all to take me through your favorite part of the season. Sean, whether it's winning, whether it's a particular race. What's your favourite part about this season?
To me, it's racing with a good bunch of blokes, that are like-minded and go out on track and enjoy it and race, competitively.
And Sean, because before we cut back to you again, do you have any final words to anyone listening? I know your mother was watching this one the whole time.
My mum's always watching, mate, and my partner and my beautiful 5-year-old. And just Ben and all you guys for putting on an unbelievable job, mate. It's been a great season. Can't wait to come back and go for it again.
Well, we're looking forward to having you back again, and fingers crossed we'll get to chat with Donna and yourself again in the future. Carl, that's going to be a hard act to follow, mate. What do you got for us?
Favourite part of the season has to be tonight, as this is already my second round. I had prior commitments, so tonight was free, came in and had a good fun.
Yeah, we have had you before in GT3, but only your second Formula Ford. And what a way! What a way to have your second race too, with a win and an insane battle. All right, Jamie. Same question to you.
It's pretty much the same as Kyle's, because I think I've only done 3 races in the Formula Ford, but that one definitely has to be the best round that I've done.
Does that last couple laps represent some of like the best racing that you've had on? Because I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I'm really just struggling to imagine a more exciting finish to any race that you could have on the iRacing service.
Well, I mean, other than beating Ben by 1,000 at Oki, which is in a different car, that's probably the closest racing I've had.
Incredible.
For the last 2 laps.
When it's that close to racing, it's enjoyable. You get, it's exciting. It's great.
Yeah.
And you guys have all been so respectful to each other throughout this whole series. This is truly gentlemen drivers, the lot of you. Not just in Formula Ford, but in GT3, NASCAR, and the 86 series as well. So, big props to all of you and everyone that's joined us in chat as well. So I'll let the 3 of you go. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Liam, this is it.
Yeah, and I finally got my breath back. That took a while. That was what a way to end season 1 of Wednesday nights in the ANZ ESeries. Some of the best racing we've seen. Certainly the closest finish we've seen all season.
That's the most exciting race that you and I, end to a race that you and I have commentated.
Oh, there's been some crackers, but that definitely
takes the cake. Yep, 100%.
That was.
It's not even a debate.
Yeah, that was something special we witnessed right there. I'm very much looking forward to watching that back over at some point in the near future, perhaps even immediately after we finish the stream here tonight. There is, however, one more stream for the ANZ series, and that is tomorrow night. It's the finale of the GR86 Championship. It's been one of the best populated championships in the series, along with the GT3s. Been some absolutely tremendous racing in that. Tune in tomorrow night. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be 2 fantastic races for you at Daytona Road Circuit. It's the NASCAR layout. It's a brilliant track, a brilliant layout. The racing's been brilliant all season. It won't be any different. So tune in for the final stream of season 1 of the NZE series tomorrow night, which will be brought to you by Oberstella and Nixon.
So just finally, before I let you do the outro, a big thank you to Donna, Belinda, Ben Nuthling, and Dave Min. You guys have been here the whole time. And honestly, it's been an honor to be able to talk to you and to interact with you throughout this whole series.
Absolutely, I echo those sentiments wholeheartedly and give you a promise that we will be back. We don't know exactly when season 2 will be, but there definitely will be a season 2. And when it is, we do hope you will join us once again so we can laugh and watch some brilliant racing together, because it has been good fun reading your comments. There's definitely been a few that have made me chuckle, and I've had to try and hold it together whilst commentating, and somewhere I failed to do that, as has Mitch. And not just those of you that are with us live, but those of you that always watch it back after the race or later on in the week, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to us. Obviously, we don't get to put on a stream without there being some viewers, and the more viewers we get, the more we can grow the ANZ ESeries. So absolutely love having all of you on board, whether you watch us live or whether you're watching us back later. And thank you so much for listening and for watching all of the fantastic racing that we've brought you over the last 3 months.
So this is the last time for the season that you and I are going to be broadcasting together. But tomorrow, as we mentioned at the start, you and I are both going to be racing in the 8-6 series. We still don't have a name, and chat didn't really help us with that. So you've let us down. I take back all the really nice things I said. But Liam, why don't you take us out for the last time?
Yeah, from me and Mitch, and those of us at the ANZ series, tune in tomorrow. But for tonight, it's good night and take care.